right after all foot passengers have left the vessel. Please be aware that at low tide, the links-bound passenger bridges will be at a steep angle. This time of day is called low water. You may have difficulty if you have reduced mobility, so please ask for help if required, and take care. Photography and filming may take place during this cruise and may be used for the purpose of promoting Mersey ferries online, in print and on social media. During the cruise, you will see some of Liverpool and Wirral's most famous landmarks, including the Three Graces, Wallasey Town Hall, the Mersey Tunnel's ventilation shafts, Camberwell Shipyard, the Royal Albert Dock, and Liverpool's two magnificent cathedrals. We should be stopping at Woodside on the Wirral side of the river, or we can walk to Birkenhead's Hamilton Square, one of the finest Victorian squares in Britain. At Woodside Ferry Terminal, you will find the Woodside Food Village, which offers a fantastic range of national and international cuisine from award-winning food vendors.
There's been a ferry across the Mersey for more than 800 years, providing a link between Liverpool and the Wirral shorelines. Pier Head, our starting point, takes its name from the long stone pier which once jutted out into the river from the shore next to the Sailors' Church, the Church of Our Lady and St Nicholas. We can see the church at the back and to the left of the Liver building, with a golden square-rigger ship on its mountain top tower.
The modern 350-metre terminal on the right is Liverpool's cruise liner berth. Liverpool will welcome more than 100 cruises to its shores in 2022, as the city plans to deliver its most ambitious season yet. Cruise lines including Cunard, Norwegian Cruise Line, Costa Cruises, Celebrity, Disney, Princess and Viking Cruises sail into the city all year round. Plans are also approved to make a new pier facility built on a suspended deck nearby on the river, which will be able to accommodate the world's largest superliners.
In all, 7 miles of docks and 23 miles of quays stretch along the Liverpool foreshore. In 1710, the Corporation of Liverpool started work on the world's first commercial wet dock, and by the end of the century, the city boasted a full dock system. Steam had revolutionised shipping, and this, combined with the Industrial Revolution and the opening up of the Americas, secured Liverpool's future as a trading city and a major port.
Liverpool's unique character has been influenced by a diverse mix of races: Welsh, Irish, West Indians, Africans and Chinese, and this has produced a population characterised by its vitality, resilience and extreme sense of humour. The city is also home to the oldest black and Chinese communities in Britain. Liverpool had prospered from trade with the British West Indies and the American colonies during the 18th century. A latecomer to the transatlantic slave trade of cheap goods to Africa, slaves to the sugar plantations, and sugar, rum and tobacco home to England, Liverpool nevertheless came to dominate the slave trade until its abolition in 1807. Some slaves were sold in Liverpool, mainly for domestic service, and you can find out much more about Liverpool's role in transatlantic slavery at the International Slavery Museum at the Royal Albert Dock. The growth of the United States of America provided Liverpool with growing volumes of trade, and new docks opened on the Mersey in quick succession during the 1800s. The city was described as the gateway to the British Empire and the door to the New World. A significant Irish presence has existed in the city for several centuries. In 1841, an estimated 49,000 Irish people lived in the city, and in the following years, during the Great Famine, over 1.5 million people crossed the Irish Sea, many of whom then left for the Americas, but many stayed, and their presence changed the character of the city forever. Up until the 19th century, Liverpoolians spoke in the same way as their Lancashire neighbours, but the impact of Irish migration to the city gave the city its unique accent. Today, an estimated 75% of Liverpool's population can trace their heritage to Ireland. You can find more information on this at the Museum of Liverpool. Between 1830 and 1930, over 9 million people left Liverpool by boat in search of a better life. Before steamships were cholera. By the mid-1800s, over 200 ships a week would leave Liverpool and travel to all corners of the world. Liverpool then was the most important port outside London. On the dock wall you can see the Victorian hexagonal Salisbury Dock Clock Tower. Designed by Jesse Hartley, who was responsible for much of Liverpool's dockhand architecture, including the Royal Albert Dock. The clock's chief use was to check the ship's chronometer as the vessel left port, and was affectionately known as the Docker's Clock. It has 6 faces that can be seen from all points of the compass. The only other one of its kind is in Russia. This is also the original site of the entrance to the Leeds-Liverpool Canal from the river. Although now that the extension is finished, the canal extends through to the Royal Albert Dock.
We now see the massive red brick building, which is the Stanley Tobacco Warehouse. When built in 1900, it was the world's biggest bonded warehouse, large enough to fit St George's Hall inside. It was built using 27 million bricks, specifically for storing tobacco cargoes until duty was paid, and it's still the largest brick-built building in the world.
The grey touristic structure is now being renovated into duplex loft-style apartments, and opposite, in the restored North Warehouse, is the Titanic Hotel, the finished first phase of the development of this historic area.
It stops at the other end.
The next stop down the river is the Mersey Dock, and then we have the Brandy Moor Dock, which in the future will be the new home of Everton Football Club. The new stadium, at an estimated cost of £500 million, is due to open for the start of the 2024-25 Premier League season.
I think you want to get back
Replacing
here.
Goodison Park, the club's home since 1892. Brandy Moor Dock, opened in 1848, was also designed by Jesse Hartley and primarily used as a coal dock. The dock was in use for 114 years, but as coal-fired steamships fell out of use and the coal mines in South Lancashire closed, demand for coal disappeared, and the Brandy Moor Dock was eventually closed in 1988. The large wind turbines that you can see provide the power to the Royal Seafold Dock, which is the prime container terminal for North America. Approximately 70% of the Northwest freight runs through Liverpool. Completed in 2016 and adjacent to the dock is Liverpool 2, a new deep-water container terminal capable of handling 2 post-Panamax vessels simultaneously and able to handle 95% of all vessels that sail the seas. This doubles the container handling capacity of Liverpool. If you look over to the mouth of the river and the Wirral shoreline, you might be able to spot Perch Rock and the Rock Lighthouse. The lighthouse was completed in 1830. Its tower stands nearly 30 metres high, and before it was decommissioned in 1973, the light could be seen for a distance of 15 miles. The large group of trees along the Wirral foreshore opposite is Bailey Park, and it was near here where the famous gunpowder magazine stood. This is where the ships used to stop to offload or pick up gunpowder on their way into or from port. Storing explosives in the docks themselves was seen as far too big a risk.
During the 18th and early 19th century, smuggling was rife throughout Britain. This area, Wallasey, was perfect for smugglers, because 300 years ago it was cut off from the rest of the Wirral by the Wallasey Pool on one side and the swamp of Bidston Moss on the other. It was an isolated, dangerous place, prone to sudden mists and quicksand, and best negotiated only by the few who knew it well. One of the most notorious of the smugglers here was known as Mother Redcap, who ran an inn which stood by the shore.
The impressive building with the huge staircase is Wallasey Town Hall. The building was actually built back to front, so that the front could face the river. To Observatory. This is Gilgap Baths, opened in 1908. Some say that the name comes from a bag of guineas once found washed up on the shore here. Originally, the water used to fill the pools was seawater taken from the River Mersey and filtered. It obviously had an unusual quality because between 1908 and 1957, 205 national, European and world records were broken here. The tall square tower, looking something like a giant stereo, is the Kingsway Road Tunnel Ventilation Tower. Its twin is on the Liverpool side of the river. Sinking Ferry Terminal is undergoing a major reconstruction, including the replacement of its Victorian link spanner bridges and refurbishment of the landing stage. The mooring bollards will be upgraded and new powered gangways will be installed. It will also be the home of Eureka Science and Discovery, a new visitor attraction aimed at young people and families and expected to open in autumn 2022.
As we pass in Seacombe, look out for the large bell at the landing stage, used before radar as the only guide for the ferry in fog. In fact, radar was installed in 1947 and was the first in the world to guide ferries.
The ferry service as we know it today was created by the engineer William Carson, who in 1863 constructed the floating landing stages.
Carson suffered much criticism, with predictions that the first storms of winter would carry the landing stages away. Nevertheless, as you can see, his idea has stood the test of time and is still the most convenient way of getting passengers on and off the ferry. Over the years, the Mersey ferries have not only provided transport for visitors and the people of Merseyside, they've also played their part during both World Wars. In the First World War, two of the Mersey ferries, the Iris and the Daffodil, were commandeered by the government and used as landing craft for the Royal Marines in a daring raid to neutralise the port of Zeebrugge on the 23rd of April 1918. Both of the ferries were badly damaged by artillery and machine gun fire, but managed to escape and went back to Dover. Because of their work, King George V allowed the vessels to use the word royal in their name, and after extensive refitting, they resumed their peacetime activities as the Royal Daffodil and the Royal Iris.
Wirral with Belfast. It is along this stretch of shoreline where the famous 1 o'clock gun still stands.
A cannon was fired from here at 1 o'clock every afternoon, except Sundays and bank holidays, and was used by ships to check their chronometers. This event finally stopped on the 18th of July 1969.
Even before the Mersey boom of the early 1960s, Liverpool had a reputation for a lively, popular music scene. As a thriving port, the city was a hub for entertainment and leisure, and the Mersey ferries played a significant role in that tradition. From its arrival in 1951, the Royal Irish was popularly known as the fish and chipboat for the food served on board during its dance cruises. In 1957, the Cabin Club began promoting its legendary riverboat shuffles. These were 4-hour dance cruises up and down the river. The Beatles played 4 times on the Royal Irish between 1961 and 1962. During this time, they changed their manager to Brian Epstein, ditched their leathers for smart suits, shirts and ties, and for their final show, they had replaced their drummer Pete Best with Ringo. Many bands played on the Royal Irish over the years, including Jerry and the Pacemakers, The Searchers, Acker Bilk, The Farm, and Elvis Costello. If you're interested in finding out more about the Beatles, you can visit the award-winning attraction The Beatles Story, which is based at the Royal Albert Dock. The attraction takes visitors on an immersive journey through the lives, times, culture and music of the Beatles, and contains an impressive collection of fascinating memorabilia. For more information or to buy tickets in advance, please visit the Beatles Story website. Close to the river is the ventilation shaft and pumping station for the Queensway Road Tunnel, one of 6 ventilation stations used to maintain fresh air within the tunnels at all times. It took 9 years to build Queensway, and it was opened in 1934 by King George V and Queen Mary. Far down below us now are the road and rail tunnels which cross under the River Mersey. You can take a behind-the-scenes walking tour of Mersey tunnels and discover one of Liverpool's hidden gems. For more information, visit merseytravel.gov/tunnel tours.
As we approach Woodside Terminal, we can see in the distance some of the elegant Victorian architecture built during Birkenhead's heyday. Birkenhead was the first town in Europe to operate a dedicated passenger tramway, and the first ever public park was built here, an idea of William Laird, the famous shipbuilder. It was paid for by the council and designed by Joseph Paxton, the famous designer of the Crystal Palace that featured in the Great Exhibition of 1851. The park, officially opened in 1847, offered opportunities for recreation to all Birkenhead residents, with the formation of a number of park-based pubs. Paxton's design was later copied on a much grander scale by an American named Olmsted, who co-designed New York's Central Park. The clock tower with the green dome is Birkenhead Town Hall, which stands in the elegant Hamilton Square, one of the finest Victorian squares in Britain, and which, apart from Trafalgar Square, has the most Grade 1 listed buildings in one place in Britain.
You can leave the ferry here at Woodside if you'd like to walk up to Hamilton Square. Woodside Terminal is the home of Woodside Food Village, which offers a fantastic range of national and international cuisine from award-winning food vendors. Thank you for sailing with Mersey Ferries. We hope you have enjoyed your trip and look forward to welcoming you aboard again. This is Woodside Terminal. This is Woodside Terminal.